Andy's 1997 Jaguar XK8. We've had quite a bit of issues with this thing. You saw in the previous video, we changed the ignition modules, got all that handled and figured out. She ran well for a little while. Then she started throwing random crank sensor codes and then cam sensor codes, and then back to ignition module issues, and then it would clear all that, and then it would come back with crank sensor codes, and then back. It just go in circles. It was going crazy. And it would be intermittent. It would work fine, and then it would run like crap, and then work fine and run like crap, just like you've seen in the previous videos. Well, video. So, did a lot of research, did a lot of reading, and Jaguar Electrical. We all know how not well behaved Jaguar electronics are. So, I need to open the trunk, by the way. Get the key. Chased it down to the ECU. We now have a rebuilt ECU in-house, ready to go. And we will be swapping that out right now. First order of business is going to be disconnect the battery. You know, 10 millimeter. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy, my friends. Let's force the habit. I just disconnect both cables. And we will show you where the ECU is. Come on. Come on, baby. There we go. Alright, battery's disconnected. Off to the ECU. Alright, so the ECU is located up here in the passenger side cowl. It's underneath this cover, and then it has this cover that's held on with 4 Torx-headed screws. That accesses that. And then it's just kind of hanging out in here, so we just need to undo all of our connectors and pull her out. All right, so our ECU's out. Everything's disconnected. We're gonna go get a new one. All right, here is our ECU from AutoECU.com. ASI, Automotive Scientific. They do an amazing job. They're one of the few companies that remanufacture ECMs, and they do a much better job than anybody else. I mean, they take a little while sometimes, but sometimes they have stuff on the shelf and they'll just swap it out for you. So anyway, here it is. We're gonna unwrap it. We're gonna put her in, and we're gonna see how the kitty cat runs. So ECM, real easy to put in. You just connect all the plug-ins, slide it back, and then we're gonna fire it up first before we put covers on. But here's the old one. I need to send that back to ASI. So I'm gonna put this over here on the table. Now we're gonna hook up the battery, and we're going to see how well our kitty purrs. Ow. All right, we tighten this up, and then we're gonna fire it up. All right, moment of truth. Andy's Jag. That's a promising sign, because before it wouldn't fire up at all, or it would stumble on its ass. So We're gonna let her run. We're gonna let her warm up. See how she behaves. Already acting better. Well, I've driven it about 8 miles so far. Brought it back to the warehouse. Just want to double check things. So far, so good. AC's kicking, as you can probably hear. Everything is running amazingly. This car is great. I'm going to go for one more test drive here. And then I'm going to call Andy and tell him, come pick up your kitty cat. It's ready to go. Just drives so good. This car is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Right downtown Palm Springs. Fort Hicks. Car's great. I've put about 14 miles on it at this point. Just driving it here in town. I'm going to take it back to the building and Andy can come enjoy it. Just look how spectacular this Jaguar looks. It's just so incredibly beautiful. The color is amazing.